بكم أعزائنا المشاهدين وحلقة جديدة من برنامج اسال مع ميرا. سعيدة جدا إني بكون معاكم، وسعيدة أكتر إن كل مرة بشوف إن في ناس ناجحة جدا جدا جدا. النهاردة معانا شخصية رجل أعمال مصري أمريكي، ومن أكتر الناس المشهورة على مستوى أمريكا كلها، مش على مستوى كاليفورنيا بس. بنى إمبراطورية كبيرة جدا جدا من الصفر. النهاردة مبسوطة قوي إن معايا رجل أعمال، وهنتكلم شوية إنجليزي، مش عايزاكم تزعلوا، هنتكلم شوية إنجليزي وشوية عربي. Mr. Chad Haggar, how are you?
I'm very good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
I heard a lot about you. والنهاردة هنتكلم شوية عربي صح؟ لا
شوية ممكن شوية صغيرة قوي.
شوية. طيب how is everything? I know it's a long drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was very good. There was no traffic today.
Okay, perfect.
It was beautiful. We went straight to Laguna, checked in, and then I drove down here.
Okay, perfect.
Very nice drive.
That's very nice. So طبعا أنا عارفة إن أنت يعني you have amazing company, big company or a group company صح؟
Yes.
عندك you have too many business. Usually when I hear there is someone have too many business أنا بقول هو مركز في أي واحدة. إزاي أنا أكون just normal person وأقدر أركز في حاجات كتير؟ هل ده ممكن؟
Sure. It takes time. And I can give you how I started.
Okay, yes, please.
Yeah. So
from the beginning you came at 4 here وأنت كان عندك 4 years old.
We left Egypt when I was 4. I arrived here when I was 5. We went through Lebanon.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, of course, I only went to school in the United States. I didn't have any schooling in Egypt, so I didn't learn how to write. I spoke Arabic, but you know, of course, it's a bit broken, right?
Correct. Okay.
So I went through college, and while I was in college, I started to work for a jewelry company. It's called Zale Corporation. Yes. It's the biggest jewelry company in the country, very famous. So I worked my way through college. I was a salesperson. I worked up to a manager when I graduated, and I worked my way all the way through the corporate channel to chief operating officer of a company called Samuel's Jewelers, which had 200 stores in about 32 states. So I was a chief operating officer and the senior vice president, and I did that whole period of retail jewelry for about 20 years, starting from a salesman through manager, through district manager, regional manager, vice president.
So you got the experience of 20 years before you start your own business.
That's right.
يعني قبل ما يبتدي البيزنس بتاعه قعد 20 سنة شغال في نفس المجال.
Yes.
فما تقوليش أنا مستعجل ولسه جاي من شهرين وعايز أعمل بيزنس بتاعي.
No. And you know, there was many steps along the way where I said maybe I should open my own jewelry store. Maybe I should open.
إيه اللي خلاك تتأخر في القرار decision?
I'll tell you.
Yes.
My parents.
كانوا خايفين عليك?
No. My parents came to America in the late 60s. Both of them worked in jobs. And my father, within 2 years, he started his own company.
Okay. He was smarter than you?
No. And I'll tell you the reason why. He struggled through the whole process.
Of course.
And then very shortly, within 5 years of being, 5 to 6 years, my mother opened a supermarket.
Business? Oh, okay.
Middle Eastern store.
Oh, amazing.
And what I saw is how difficult it is to be an entrepreneur with young kids, where there becomes no family life. The whole life is surrounding the business. And so I used to go to school, elementary school, and I would leave school and I would go to my mom's store and I would work. I would do some homework and then I would work. And so I didn't want to have that same life for my children. I wanted them to have stability and comfort, and I wanted them to have a good family life with family vacations. None of those things I had as a child. So I didn't want to replicate what my parents did, and I said, it can wait. You know, my business can wait until I'm ready, when I feel that I have the financial security to do it right, do it big, and do it with longevity. And so I waited until 20 years of experience, and then I launched my first jewelry company, but it was not in retail. I started in manufacturing. Yes.
بتصنع الألماس صح؟
Jewelry with diamonds, colored stones, gold, and silver.
Okay.
Everything you have on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we do all of those things.
No, mine is vintage, over 100 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I wear only vintage stuff.
Okay. So my business primarily is I make jewelry for the mass market.
Okay.
So we sell our jewelry in Walmart, Sam's Club, JCPenney, Zales.
Okay. So the jewelry we see there, it's yours.
A lot of it.
It's your company.
Yes,
Yeah, okay. يعني كل الجولري اللي احنا بنشوفها يا جماعه في زيس وميسيز ووالمارت وتارجت اكتر حاجات هو الحاجات بتاعته. احنا عايزين نشوف الصور لو المخرج يحط لنا الصور. لو المخرج سامعني وصوتي كويس. طيب اوكي بيرفكت. انت عملت الكومباني بتاعتك هول سيلر وبتدي لكل الناس دي بس ما عندكش ستور معين باسمك. يعني اسهل تعمل.
I sell to the stores. And so we manufacture in China primarily.
Okay. مين اللي بيعمل الديزاين؟
A lot of it is me, but I have a team.
Oh, you have a team.
So I have a team of designers that are based in Thailand. So there's 10 designers.
10 designers.
And then the key designer is in my office, and then also I'm involved in a lot of the designs.
It's very,
so
very beautiful.
We make things that we can sell, not just one or two of. We make things that we can sell thousands of. So it's a mass market jewelry manufacturing company. So we emphasize, you know, we focus on value, basically low prices, very high quality.
Yes.
Product that does not fall apart, where the diamonds don't pop out, or whatever colored stones that we're using. A lot of the stones that we use are created white sapphires, so they look like diamonds, but they're not diamonds.
They're not diamonds.
But we make them in silver, so there's ranges of jewelry prices.
Okay,
and I did that primarily because I went through the toughest time in America between 2007 and 2009, where we had the financial crash, the financial disaster in America.
Yeah.
And so, of course, jewelry that was very high-end was not selling. So we started to focus on mass market, things that are lower priced, you know, retails of $99, $199, $299,
yes.
maybe up to $499.
Okay.
And that's how we survived it.
Do you think these jewelry, because I see them a lot, like silver with diamond,
Yes.
They are really have good value to it or not?
Well, it has a good look.
It has a good look, I know that.
So a lot of people don't necessarily buy jewelry for investment purposes.
Okay.
Like, you know, the people in Egypt have a mindset that, you know, if it's not gold, it doesn't have any value.
Yes.
And so everything is made in gold. But in the United States, it's not like that.
People,
so, you know, my business is very wide-ranging, so it's not like I focus on, you know, specific types of customers. I'm selling to the broad public. Everybody.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so ده أول business كان الدايموند وطبعا هو شغال لحد دلوقتي.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. How long you been doing the diamond?
Diamond jewelry and colored stone jewelry now since 2001.
2001 اوكي.
Yes.
colored stone دي مهمه قوي لان الستونز دي بتدي لكل واحد انرجي وكل واحد على عيد ميلاده ليه ستون معينه يلبسها، فدي حلوه قوي لو انتوا عايزين تدخلوا تشوفوها في جوجل. وممكن تجيبوا الحاجات الجولري مش بيكون عليها اسم، يعني انا بروح اشوفها وبشتريها.
ما اعرفش
branded. It's not
it doesn't
branded.
have my name. No.
Okay, perfect.
But you know, a lot of our business now is done online. So I would say almost 30% of our business is done on e-commerce.
On e-commerce,
yes,
okay.
Yes.
Where?
Everywhere. I mean, Amazon.
Oh, Amazon too?
Yeah, Sam's Club, JCPenney, all those
so
all those companies.
you have a huge like team, of course, to do that, right?
You know, it's surprising. We don't have to have a big team.
Really?
So the big team is overseas.
Overseas.
You know, the factory in China has 200 people manufacturing jewelry. We have a team in Thailand. It's about 10 people.
Okay.
The designers. But our office in Los Angeles is not large. It's just a
few people.
Yeah, it's a management office. So there's I would say there's 15 people in the office.
15 people is a good number still. Yeah, they can do that. Okay, so بعد كده انت احنا قلنا دايما عندك ستورج بقى. الستورج ده موضوع كبير قوي يا جماعه. ومهم جدا جدا، وبتفرج كتير قوي على يوتيوب، بيبقى الستورج بيبقى فيه حاجات
storage wars.
يس بيبقى فيه حاجات فن، وبعدين في دوجز بيجوا بالليل. ممكن المخرج يجيب لنا، انت عندك دوجز بتسيبهم بالليل الحاجات دي؟
Sometimes the police show up with dogs
اوكي
to check the storages to see if there's drugs or weapons or anything like that.
Store-wise, yes. Self-storage.
So, as I mentioned, during the Great Recession, of course, jewelry was
not doing
very, very under a lot of pressure.
Of course.
There was great decreases in business, and a lot of the big companies actually went bankrupt.
Okay.
So you had companies that were 300 stores, 500 stores. They basically disappeared. So I was looking for a business that was recession-proof, that could withstand, you know, jewelry is cyclical. It goes up when the economy is good, and it goes very far down when the economy is bad. So I was looking for a business that was more stable.
Yes.
And of course, storage is the most, it's the most recession-proof business
I call it myself the mafia business. Are you part of them?
No.
You're not? Are you sure?
No. But it's a very small club. It's a very small club of people that are in the storage business, and many of them started a long time ago in the 70s.
And when you started, what you told me?
My first one was in 2008.
8. اوكي بس انت قلت لي ان انت موجود بقى، فهو عنده يا جماعه الستورج اللي بتروحوا تخزنوا فيها الحاجات دي، هو بتبقى بالشهر، ما بتبقاش غاليه، بس طبعا هو يعني مع الوقت بتادز اب، فبتعمل فلوس كويسه في الاخر. صح؟
Thank God. Yeah,
thank
we do
God.
well.
Yes. طيب وطب الناس بقى اللي بتاباندن بجد الستورج فعلا بتبيعها انت؟
طبعا.
طب ليه مش بتفتحها؟ انا عايزه اعرف.
It's a conflict of interest.
conflict of interest.
انا ما اقدرش ابص في الستورج. لازم اعمل lock واجيب auction company.
Okay.
And the auctioneer opens the storage, and you can look from the outside.
Yeah.
And then you have people they say, I'll give 500, 200, 300, 500, whatever. So we take the highest bid.
Of course, yes.
And of course, this is a big business for me now. It started with one store, and then we started expanding. Now we're in 5 states.
Yeah, you told me you are in states. Which states and what the locations?
So we're in California, and Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas.
And Texas.
Yeah.
Okay, very beautiful. طيب والاسم تاني لو نقرب الصورة اسمه Store-wise. Store-wise. Okay. We can look it up online برضو، وده التليفون موجود لو حد مهتم انه ياخد storage. طيب بعد كده في بيزنس تاني، وهو اللي بقى closer بقى to my heart انا بقى اللي هو الهورسز والرانش. ممكن نجيب الرانش يا جماعة؟ I love ranches. يعني عندي صحابي في تمكل عندهم ranches. I enjoy going there. وده حصان لسه مولود صغير.
Born on the ranch that day. 1 day old.
يا روحي.
1 day old.
Beautiful. How many horses you have?
15.
15.
Yes,
okay.
we breed them.
You breed them? Okay.
Yes, yeah.
And do you sell?
We do sell.
Oh, you sell. And do you rent places for?
Yeah. The ranch is, so I'll tell you the story of the ranch.
Yes.
I bought the ranch. The ranch is historic.
Yes.
It's
most of them.
It's been there for about 110 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And it used to be a stagecoach style. You know, when in the 1800s, people didn't have cars.
Yeah.
So they would ride the horse with a wagon on the back.
Oh, definitely.
This spot was a stop because there was a watering hole. So the horses could drink water and they could continue the travel.
This is Palm Springs?
It's in Palm Springs.
Yes.
It's the very beginning of Palm Springs.
Okay, that's
so I bought it about 12 years ago. It had been destroyed. I mean, nobody was taking care of it.
Of course.
And there was 11 homes on the property. But the beauty of it is it's right next to a mountain. So the mountain is the backdrop.
Yes.
Yeah. Jabal Kabir with beautiful rocks and granite formations.
Allah, hello.
And I said, this is something special. So I started fixing the houses one by one, and then improving landscaping, putting trees and cactus and a lot of different flowers and things like that.
I wish ان احنا we have more pictures. I don't think we have more pictures. ما احنا ما عندناش صور اكتر من كده. شكله حلو قوي. اسمه ايه؟
Lazy Sea Ranch.
lazy sea
Lazy Sea
ranch. ممكن برضو to look it up online. اوكي وبعد كده
So it's a place for now it's basically a venue where you can have weddings, big parties, family reunions. Sometimes the churches come and do retreats.
Nice.
So they do prayer sessions. We do yoga retreats. We have concerts. So it's become like a resort.
How many people?
So we can sleep
yes.
about 60 people. 60, yes.
Okay, 60 واحد. Okay.
Yeah. But the parties are between 100 and 300 people.
Okay.
You know, the weddings.
من 100 ل 300 فرد. اوكي يبقى هو عنده رانش اسمه ليزي سي رانش موجود في بالم سبرينج. انا عارفه في ناس كتير بتحب بالم سبرينج. وممكن الفرح يبقى من 100 ل 300 فرد وممكن ناس تنام في الرانش 60 فرد. وبرده لو انتوا عايزين اي انفورميشن ممكن تروحوا على ليزي سي رانش بالم سبرينج او كلمونا واحنا نديكم رقم التليفون. و it's amazing يعني service you're doing. ممكن كمان الكنايس تروح او اي حد عايز يروح يعمل ريتريت او يجمع الاسره بتاعته او يعمل ويدنج. It's lovely.
Yeah. And we raise goats and sheep.
Wow,
and we have chickens and ducks and horses and it's like a farm.
So much fun.
Yeah.
لازم نيجي نصور عندك.
I would love that.
Yes. لازم الشانل تيجي في رحلة البالم سبرينج ونصور عنده. اوكي خلاص. طيب الحاجة بقى الثانية بقى اللي انت بتعملها برضو. احنا كل ده يا جماعة خلوا بالكم خليكم معانا علشان احنا هنتكلم ازاي تبتدي البيزنس بتاعك. فانا بس بقول لكم المينتاليتي والمايند بتاعته ازاي هو شاطر وعارف يعمل كل البيزنس ده علشان هو يقول لنا كل الاسرار النهارده. مش هنخليه يروح غير لما تقول لنا كل حاجة. طيب بقى في بيزنس بقى هو قريب لقلبك انت. اللي هو بقى تربية الحمام. بيربي حمام ويبيع حمام على مستوى أمريكا كلها. الكلام ده مظبوط؟
Mostly in the south, the southwest.
Okay.
So California, Arizona and Nevada.
Okay.
Yeah.
طيب ممكن نشوف ده الحمام. عندك تقريبا يعني تاتش وود يعني لو تقول لنا على الرقم أو يعني تقريبا الرقم كام الحمام اللي موجود عندك؟
We produce about 800 to 1,000
per year?
Per week.
Per week?
Per week, yes.
Okay. يعني it's a big business.
زغاليل.
زغاليل.
Yeah.
يعني اسمهم حمام pigeon.
اسمهم حمام.
okay.
بس في الإنجليش there's pigeons.
Yes
and squab.
squab.
السكواب ده اللي بيبقى زغلول.
يعني السكواب ده أحلى من
أربع أسابيع or less. Between 3 أسابيع and 4 weeks.
يعني السكواب ده اللي احنا بنجيبه وبناكله ده لو كبر هيبقى حمام؟
ما طبعا.
انا افتكرت حاجه اسمها سمان لان
لا سمان دي حاجه ثانيه خالص.
اوكي.
سمان is quail.
والتاني؟
squab.
squab. اوكي. so quail and squab. اوكي.
سمان is quail وحمام is squab.
انت مش بتعمل سمان؟
لا.
انت بتعمل سمان؟
اوكي. No. أنا very specialized.
Is there a big difference between both?
طبعا.
Yeah?
طبعا much more.
في الطعم ولا في الشكل؟
في الطعم الحمام اللحمة بتاعته بتبقى
more tender.
dark. أغمق.
أغمق.
Yes, like زي البط.
زي البط.
Okay. السمان more closer to فرخة.
زي الفرخة.
And it's wider.
اوكي.
Okay, so it's a big difference.
بس الفايدة بتاعتهم كويسة اللي بياكلها فايدة. Yes.
الحمام ده it's one of the healthiest foods.
صحيح.
Protein foods. Because they're vegetarian. And we feed them طبعا we only feed them the best food.
Of course.
The quality of the product is very very special.
Nice.
وطبعا بنربي حاجة اسمها California King. فالصدر بيبقى كبير قوي. وحجم الحمام تقريبا like double اللي تلاقيه في مصر. في مصر كده بيبقى pigeons are very very small. هنا it's like almost 1 pound.
Okay.
Between 14 ounces and a pound.
And you are أنا عارفة إن أنت you're king of pigeon في كاليفورنيا.
بصي there's طبعا
أنا سألت عليك كويس.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. بنبيع for all of the halal butchers. يعني في بلدي في Orange County وواحد اسمه Van Nuys Poultry. دول حلال butchers بنبيع لهم عايشين وهم بيذبحوا بالطريقة الحلال. Okay. وبعدين طبعا احنا بنعمل our own processing وبنبيع للمراكت والكنايس. Some of the churches buy the mosques
ليهم
كمان.
براند او اسم؟
Flying H Farms. Flying H.
Age is in the
H like Haggar.
Haggar. Oh, Flying H.
Yeah.
Okay.
طبعا for the Orange County group, there's a place in Orange County اسمه البلدي.
البلدي فين ده؟ انا ما سمعتش عنه.
هانينغتون بيتش ده مشهور قوي.
هانينغتون بيتش.
يا مصري وشاطر قوي. عنده كل he has all the stuff.
Maybe Westminster
بالظبط.
Westminster. انا رحت له قبل كده.
بلدي I think yes.
Yeah,
no, I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. الملاك. الملاك.
ايوه.
بلدي is the poultry. Sorry. I confused.
اوكي الملاك لسه فاتح جديد فعلا ويعني كل الناس بتروح له دلوقتي.
It's very good store and very clean. وعنده like all the Egyptian food and Syrian food and
That's very good. طيب البوسيبيلتي بقى لو حد شايفنا في ولاية تانية وعايز يشتري من عندك انت بتقدر تشحن؟
أنا مش بشحن بس عندنا distributor في لوس أنجلوس وهو like he exports to different states. It's called Euro American.
يعني هو اللي يشحن يعني انت بس التعاقد معاك بيبقى على الحمام نفسه؟
هو بيتعامل مع المحلات بقى outside of يعني some of them in LA and some of them across the country. I think he even ships to New Jersey.
اوكي perfect. طيب ده شغل جميل قوي. ممكن نجيب شكل حمام تاني هم كلهم لونهم ابيض؟
90%. 90%.
والالوان التانية بتبقى gray and brown؟
No gray and no black. عشان it changes the color of the skin.
Okay.
But we keep brown and off white. Mixed colors كده بس most people want the white because it's the nicest color of the meat.
اوكي وانت موجودين فين؟ اللوكيشن بتاع الحمام؟
في حتة اسمها روزموند.
روزموند
جنب لانكاستر.
لانكاستر. It's not too far. It's not too far like Palm Springs. It's beautiful. Do you allow visits or no? No. عشان في بقى it's controls over bringing in diseases into the so you have to it makes sense.
When we bring people we have to sanitize their shoes. We have to put wraps on the shoes.
انتوا خايفين على الحمام مش خايفين على الناس من الحمام خايفين العكس يعني خايفين على الحمام من الناس. It makes sense والله.
It's true. It's cross contamination.
It's very يعني it's a huge يعني joy. كنت في تينيسي عند صاحبتي ومامتها عامله زي حمام كده بتربي حمام ودخلت لعبت معاهم وصورتهم يعني.
Beautiful birds.
It gives me like so much joy. ويطيروا حواليك. It's so
They're lovely
beautiful.
animals.
Of course. So أنت بتروح enjoy.
I go every once in a while. I have a team, of course, that manages the business.
Okay.
And so I want to tell you, because you mentioned to me, I do one thing and then I'm doing another thing. I did all of these things very carefully with a lot of studies and starting small and expanding it. And so I think one of the key things is if you're going to start a business, it's okay to start small.
يعني ممكن نبتدي البيزنس صغيرين. احنا هنشرح الخطوات فعايزاكم تركيز وتبعتوا الحلقه لكل اصحابكم. اوكي. طيب هنبتدي صغيرين. اوكي انت قلت لي بقى حاجه جميله جدا. قلت لي البيزنس بتاع الارانب هو احسن حاجه. احنا نسمع ان الارانب بتولد كتير بتجيب اطفال كتير جدا. فهو بيقول ان هو بيدور على حد يديله ارانب يعني as much as you give him وهو يقدر ياخدها ويوزعها للمحلات. ايه موضوع بقى الارانب؟ انا ما بشوفش ارانب هنا كتير ما حدش يعرفها قوي او ما حدش بياكلها قوي. هل في ليها سوق هنا؟
طبعا. Huge market.
Huge
market and very limited production.
مفيش
في shortage like very big shortage of rabbit producers in the United States. يعني for instance in the world China is number 1 in rabbit production.
يعني الصين اكتر بلد بتصنع.
وبعدين North Korea. وبعدين مصر.
مصر كوريا بتصنع حاجة نورث كوريا؟
Rabbits.
مش معقولة.
Rabbits.
واو.
And Egypt is number 3.
ومصر رقم 3 على العالم.
وبعد مصر Spain.
إسبانيا.
And then France. United States is not even in the top 50.
Wow.
So there is a huge demand for rabbits in Los Angeles especially, not just for the Egyptian community, But you have people
European,
from Eastern European.
Yeah,
Eastern Europeans love rabbits.
هم European هم اللي بياكلوا الحاجات دي
Yes.
أكتر.
Eastern Europeans, French people, of course, in
okay.
Spain it's a big thing. So you have Spanish people, Mexicans do eat rabbits. So there's a big demand for it, and there's never enough supply. So as a small business, I mean, it's a great idea if you have a small space in your backyard.
Yes, okay.
And you want to get some extra money.
طب إيه رأيك نعمل حاجة حلوة وتتكلم الكلمتين دول بالعربي؟ ها؟
It's going to be tough for me.
No,
you can translate.
علشان انا عايزه اقطع الحته دي واحطها لوحدها. هو بيقول يا جماعه دلوقتي احسن بزنس هو البزنس بتاع ان انت تجيب ارانب وتخليهم يجيبوا اولاد واطفال، وهو بعدين تبقى تديهم لمستر تشاد وهو يوزعهم على الناس المناطق اللي محتاجاها. وكل اللي انت محتاجه انه يكون عندك باك يارد او ممكن في الجراج بتاعك. وبيقول ان الارنب يعني الارانب بتولد كل شهر. كل شهر ممكن ايه
8 ل 12.
يعني كل شهر من 8 ل 12 مش بتعمل حاجه غير انك بتاكلهم ايه جزر؟
لا لازم pellets.
pellets.
لازم اكل
معين
متصنع specifically في بروتين وفي الفالفا
علشان يقدروا ينجبوا والاطفال يطلعوا صحتهم كويسه.
هو في ناس كتير بياكلوا الارانب الحاجات اللي فاضله من البيت الارانب.
الخاص والجزر
ممكن it's possible بس it's safer if لو عاوزين production بقى جامد you need 1 boy and 3 or 4 girls.
اوكي. بيحللوا 4.
more
بيتجوزوا 4.
1 boy can service 6 girls.
اوكي.
So if you want to get bigger.
وبعد كده كل حد بيجيب 10 اطفال في الشهر، يعني ممكن تجيب 50 في الشهر.
Very possible. No 50 في السنة.
50.
No let's go. Okay البرودكشن بتاع الأرانب بيقل في الصيف.
ماشي.
عشان الحر.
ان هو بيقل في الصيف.
Okay.
يبقى كام يعني؟
Sometimes nothing. Sometimes you shouldn't
يعني
breed them.
يعني ممكن 3-4 شهور ممكن ما
2 or 3 months you should stop the breeding. So
okay.
if you're breeding all the way through 9 months, okay?
يعني 9 شهور شغل.
Yes, 1 girl, 1 female. ممكن تطلع 6 to 8. Sometimes they're 12, but it ranges.
Let's
يعني
say 8.
To say 8.
8 per month or year.
Per month.
اوكي بيبقى 8 في 5.
اوكي yes.
صح؟
وبعدين
يبقى 40.
البيبيز دول بقى after they are weaned off of the mother, you put them in a separate cage.
يقعدوا يرضعوا من مامتهم قد ايه؟
It's like 4 weeks I think.
بعد 4 أسابيع.
4 weeks and then you take them out. You leave them بقى كده separately عشان يكبروا ويتخنوا.
For how long?
It's about 3 to 4 months.
اوكي يعني انت بتعمل بعد 5 شهور تقدر تبيعهم. يعني انت اشتريت الارانب النهارده
تقريبا 4
4 شهور تقدر تبيع 50. كل 4 شهور بقى اعمل حسابك انك تبيع 50 ارنب.
Possibly yes. Unless you're going to eat some, of course.
اوكي. الارنب ما تعرفش الواحد، انا بصراحه ما اعرفش الارنب ممكن يتباع بكام، بس هو قال على حسب الوزن بتاعه.
Yes, that's right.
اوكي. وطبعا لو حد مهتم يقدر يتواصل معاكم.
Yes.
مظبوط. برضه هتكلموني عشان تاخدوا الرقم، او هتكلموا القناه عشان تاخدوا الرقم، وبعد كده هنعرف كل الستبس. انت قلت انت ممكن تجيب لهم الارانب او تقول لهم تروحوا فين يجيبوا الارانب منين.
هو اهم حاجه بقى is that there's only 2 breeds.
ايوه.
that are proper for meat in America. Okay.
لازم طرق معينه يا جماعه.
Yes, it's the California or the New Zealand.
Which is كاليفورنيا. اوكي النوع بتاعهم يعني الكاليفورنيان او
New Zealand.
اوكي.
The New Zealand is a white rabbit with the pink eyes.
يعني اللي هو العيون البامبي.
وبعدين yes الكاليفورنيا rabbit بيبقى فيه white and with brown tips. But both of them are very good meat rabbits and they're very good producers.
اوكي يبقى هما نوعين بس، محدش يروح يجيب ارانب من اي مكان. في الوايلد ارانب بشوفهم ساعات بيجروا. No, right?
No.
Okay.
No, the meat is not. That's not edible.
It's not edible. Okay.
They're very small and they're hard. I mean, it's. So what you're looking for is a rabbit at 3 to 4 months is called a fryer. So you want that rabbit at fully finished after you take everything out. It's like 2 to 3 pounds.
2 to 3 pounds يعني ما ينفعش يبقى اقل من 2 to 3 pounds. طيب احنا معانا فارس نجيب وهو عنده سوبر ماركت كبير في تينيسي، اكبر سوبر ماركت اسمه جولد ستار. اهلا بيك يا فارس.
اهلا سميرة، اهلا وسهلا.
اهلا بيك فارس.
حلقة اكثر من رائعة حقيقي، حلقة يعني كثيرة جدا. انت عارفة ان احنا مجتمعنا يعني كلنا فلاحين مصريين
في صعايده، مش كلنا فلاحين، في صعايده خلي بالك.
لا كلنا صعايده يعني، لا ما اقصد ان احنا اقدم فلاح في العالم هو الفلاح المصري.
ايوه صحيح.
ومجال الارانب ده يا استاذه ميرا، انا ببيع ارانب عندي في المحل وعندي مزرعه وفيها ارانب. هامش ربح عالي جدا جدا، اعلى هامش ربح،
اعلى هامش ربح في الارانب. بيقول الارانب بتكسب كويس.
It's a very profitable business and you can start small. Yes.
والمكسيكان بيحبوه بطريقه غير عاديه.
Yes, he just said the Mexicans they love it, yeah.
طب بيشتروا لا يعني مجال الزراعه كله خلي بالك، احنا في امريكا هنا عمال ينقرض. يعني انا دلوقتي حتى لما بجيب خضار بجيب كل خضار بيجيبوا من كندا، من
كاليفورنيا،
المكسيك. الاراضي الناس بتكبر في السن بيعملوا ريتاير، ولادهم مثلا المتعلمين اطباء مهندسين بيسيبوا الارض تبوظ.
اوكي.
فاحنا داخلين يعني لو ما هننقذ امريكا دي الفلاح المصري.
طب استاذ فارس،
استاذ ميرا تعمل لنا سكر يوم مثلا 100 فلاح مصري او 100 اسره، 100,000 اسره مصريه تزرع الاراضي دي.
ايوه المفروض. طب احنا نعمل
نصدر زي ما بنستورد.
هنعمل حلقه مخصوص عن الاراضي والزراعه والفلاحين. بس انا عندي سؤال ليك.
كله يعني في الارانب ده مشروع الارانب ده مشروع.
عندي سؤال ليك يا استاذ فارس، عندي سؤال ليك. انت عندك في المحل بتاعك طبعا انت بتخدم كل اهل ناشفيل، انا عارفه تينيسي كلها.
ده اهلي وناسي.
انا عايزه اعرف انت عندك حمام او الزغاليل بتبيعها عندك وبتجيبها منين؟
وبجيبها من شيكاغو. في هناك مزرعه في ميشيغان مزرعه، بس هي غاليه جدا
غاليه جدا.
يعني عامل مثلا قرض على بقالي 3 اشهر، يعني مستني دوري.
مستني دورك.
الزغاليل بالدور عشان اجيبها. يا اما اجيب بقى الزغاليل يعني المفرزه دي بقى
فاهمه.
من نيويورك مستوردين.
اوكي. طب انا عايزه اعرف، خليك معايا يا استاذ فارس، هو عندكم بالدور برضو؟ بياخد دور؟ يعني you have to be on the turn to if you are a store, a supermarket. He has to be online علشان يشتري منك ولا you have the product?
Like I said طبعا no. We have a distributor اسمه Euro American.
Okay, you can give me the information.
طبعا for sure.
Okay استاذ فارس، انا هديك الانفورميشن بتاعت حد تكلمه ويبعت لك على طول البضاعه. اوكي؟
يا ريت الحمام، انا لان الحمام نوعيه معينه بتجيبها الزغاليل عشان كده.
ايوه ما هو بيبيع الزغاليل. يس ماشي، انا هتكلم معاك ونخلص الموضوع ده.
يبوظ الحمام والعرب هنا. والارانب طبعا احنا لو كان التعامل معاه لو هو عنده مجزره وبيفرز
هو بص يا استاذ فارس، هو دلوقتي بيشجع كل الناس انهم يبتدوا بيزنس بتاع ارانب، لان هو دي اكتر حاجه مطلوبه واكتر حاجه مش موجوده. فانا برضو هبقى اديك المعلومات لو تقدر تساعدنا في الموضوع ده.
لا طبعا اكيد.
شكرا استاذ فارس.
متشكرين جدا في رعايه الله. سلام لضيفك وسلام لكل فريق القناه. رعايه الله.
متشكرين. شكرا. يلا هو زبون جديد اهو. طيب موضوع تقريبا الارانب يا جماعه شكله يعني مجزي جدا ومربح جدا. بيقول لك اكبر هامش ربح، يعني بيديله lots of profit.
It's a good profit.
Yeah.
It's a very good profit. And the nice thing is you can do it in a very small space. Because you only need you don't need to take your whole garage. You just need a small corner, and we can recommend cages for them to use. Their special cages that they can use if they want to start. And then of course there's a lot of other business ideas, but this is just something for people that are just coming.
هم قاعدين في البيت ولسه جايين جداد مثلا، ممكن تجيب لك 3 4 ارانب وتعمل بيزنس كويس.
You can do it.
وعندنا مشتري جاهز اهو. طيب خلينا بقى نتكلم على الناس اللي بتحلم بتيجي امريكا وبتحلم انها تبتدي بيزنس. انت قلت لازم تاخد الاول خبره في المجال بتاعك او تكون فاهم فيه كويس. دلوقتي مش كل الناس عندها خبره في حاجات. احنا بنتخرج من الجامعات ما نعرفش احنا كنا بندرس ايه وبنروح نشتغل في حاجه ثانيه. honestly. ازاي انا اعرف يبقى عندي مثلا فلوس حبه صغيرين ومش عايزه اخسرهم وابتدي بزنس؟ ايه اكتر حاجه يريكومندد، وازاي اقدر ابتدي البزنس بتاعي بطريقه قانونيه legal؟
Yes, okay, sure. So, without question, with limited resources,
ايوه
okay,
limited يعني ما فيش فلوس كتير.
the best businesses to do are service-based.
service انك تعمل خدمات.
Yes.
Yes.
So there's a great need for
كل حاجة.
handymen, electricians. You can learn this trade very easily. Plumbers,
صحيح.
very big trade. And there's a great demand and a shortage of those skill sets.
طبعا الناس الصناعية دول هم أكتر حاجة مطلوبة.
And of course, you know, if you want to set up a small business
أيوة.
where you're offering cleaning services for offices, for office buildings.
الحاجات دي بتعمل فلوس كتير برضه.
Yes. I mean, I'm not going to say house cleaning because I think there's a stigma. Not everybody wants to clean people's houses, but cleaning a business, cleaning an office is not, you know, it's a respectable business to be in.
Yes.
So those service-based businesses typically are the lowest cost structure. And then, of course, anything food related.
And, you know, food trucks.
Food trucks are a great business. It's a great business. And food trucks and small restaurants, you know, the important thing is to do not such specialized business like, of course, we're all Egyptian, but if you look at the demographics,
yes,
the majority,
Mexican.
No, forget about Mexican. Let's say you like to make Middle Eastern food. There's 3.7 million people that claim Arab ancestry.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
Lebanese, Syrians, Egyptians, Iraqis, Palestinians.
Even Iran دلوقتي.
Yeah. So if you're going to do something in food, try to do something that appeals not just to Egyptians, because Egyptians are a small minority even within the Arab community. I think we're second or third. Lebanese are the #1 Arab population in the Middle East.
Okay.
It's a large. Lebanese are the largest percentage of people that are considered part of the MENA group, which is Middle Eastern North African, right? 3.7 million people. Of that, about 500,000 are Egyptians in America.
Okay.
So that's you know, it's a small thing to cater to.
But powerful. Small,
powerful, of course, yes.
See?
Powerful and united.
We have an example here.
Sure. But for instance, like if you're going to do food, do something that appeals to a wider audience. Like for instance, everybody loves shawarma.
صحيح.
Right?
بس كتير بيعملوها.
But if you make it well and you give good portions,
صحيح. People they love it.
And you have a clean truck and you have great service
صحيح.
with a big smile.
Appetizer, a big smile, of course.
People come back. People come back.
صحيح.
And so, you know, instead of trying to make something very specific like Egyptian specific, like molokhia or something heavy, you want a broad audience to appeal to.
Yes.
Not just Egyptians, and also the best thing is to do halal.
طبعا.
Because that is a very growing segment of the food business, and you know,
100%.
more than 60-70% of the birds, the hammam that I sell are to halal butchers.
Yes.
Because Copts accept halal, right? And there's, you know, a lot of Coptic people eat halal food. There's nothing wrong with it.
احنا اتربينا كده يعني.
Sure.
You know, we grew up
and
like
so
that,
they're much more likely to buy that also. So you want the widest range audience that you can get.
Yes.
So
okay.
That's my recommendation. Food trucks are a great business. They're relatively inexpensive.
وفي موجود هنا في كاليفورنيا وفي كمان في تينيسي موجود وفي كاليفورنيا موجودة في كل مكان. هو بس الناس تبقى قلقانة شوية من اللايسنس where I'm gonna put them. I think these all like easy. Like it's a process.
All of that is very easy to manage. Sure it is. And of course, if you want to do something bigger and you want to open a restaurant, again, I would recommend checking the demographics.
Food trucks is much
you know, a small restaurant is also a good business to have if you have. You can do it relatively inexpensively, but you have to make sure you're going to the right area. You have to make sure you get a good location. And the most important thing is that you have some experience. You need to work in a restaurant.
For at least a year يا جماعة عشان تشتغل في أي حاجة لازم تبقى سنة شغال.
The criteria of cleanliness
صحيح.
and customer service with a smile, big portions, giving a value for what people are paying. You know, these are important things in America to be successful. And then, of course, you have to make sure that you get reviews. That's what drives the business now.
مظبوط.
People are always Googling, you know, best Middle Eastern restaurant, best food truck in the area.
صحيح. طيب برضه عشان اقول للناس في فود تراكس يا جماعه، ده زي التراك بيبقى جاهز بكل المعدات اللي فيه ان انت تبتدي البيزنس بتاعك. لو انت قلت لهم مثلا عايز ايطاليان فود هيعملوا لك كل حاجه جوه زي الايطاليان، عايز ميدل ايسترن فود طبعا الاكل بتاعنا بيبقى عربي شرقي، هيعملوا لك كل الحاجات دي، وانت بتربطه في عند عربيتك وبتاخده اي مكان، والمكان ده انت بتبقى تاخد بيرميشن فيري ايزي، وبعد كده تقدر تبيع للناس، بقى عندك ايام معينه. اتس سوبر فن ومش غالي، ممكن العربيه تبقى من 30 ل 50 ألف وبتقسطها، ويبقى عندك مطعم متحرك بدل ما يبقى عندك مطعم موجود في نفس اللوكيشن. يعني كل مرة ممكن تروح بيتش معين أو تروح مكان معين، فده بزنس ممتاز جدا
طبعا.
وفي مصريين بيشتغلوا فيه كتير كمان دلوقتي.
Yes.
فده بزنس
Very profitable. Very profitable.
يس شكرا عشان قلت لنا عليه. احنا ممكن ناخد مكالمة. ألو.
Do I look at the camera?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Or when they're making a
ألو
call?
اتفضل يا فندم.
سؤالي الآتي.
أيوه.
الضيف حضرتك هل بيودي أرانب في تكساس أوستن ولا لأ؟
هو بيدور على حد يجيب له أرانب من تكساس. أنت عايز أرانب يعني يستعملك؟
لا نشتري أرانب من جلوسري. يس.
أيوه.
No, we're not doing any business in
مثلا
Texas.
وول مارت بياخد منه. هل
فهمتك.
اي بي في تكساس؟
اوكي. هو ان شاء الله يتوسع ويروح تكساس صح؟ ان شاء الله. هو ما عندوش دلوقتي في تكساس. هو البلان
حاليا لا.
حاليا لا يا فندم.
اوكي.
شكرا يا فندم.
Thank you.
بابا.
شفتوا كل الناس عايزه ارانب على رايك.
See, yes, I'm telling you, it's very much in demand because it is the healthiest protein that you can eat.
صحي الاكل.
It's better than chicken. It's better than beef, and it's better than pork, of course, and so it's a very clean meat, and it's very good for you.
طب that's very good يا جماعه. اتمنى ان كل اللي بيشوفنا اللي حد عايز يعمل بيزنس بتاع الحمام، انا عارفه ستات البيت شاطرين وكتير قاعدين في البيت مع اولادهم، فممكن تعملوا بيزنس زي ده. ممكن مستر شاد يقول لنا بالظبط نجيب كل الحاجات منين والاكل منين وكل حاجه ويبتدي يشتري مننا، فاحنا عندنا اوريدي زبون يعني المفروض نشتغل. طيب ممكن الناس بقى تعمل ايه تاني؟ في ناس بيبقى عندها احلام اكبر من الفود تراك واكبر من الارانب.
Okay, so of course there's no question the biggest opportunity in the world
is
now.
Real estate.
No.
Oh no.
Is e-commerce.
E-commerce of course.
Anything internet based.
صحيح.
Anything internet based.
دي من اكتر حاجه شغاله، من اسهل الحاجات، بس عايزه موتيفيشن رهيب.
عاوزة motivation, عاوزة discipline, وعاوزة good ideas.
Yes.
Okay, so of course if anybody has some kind of technical experience with programming, they're going to do very well in this environment.
What do you mean of programming?
Computer programming, or the ability to, let's forget about computer programming, but has an idea for a for an internet-based business.
Okay.
This, I think, is the fastest growing segment of all businesses. Like I mentioned.
I agree with you.
Yeah, 5 years ago, my jewelry business, we were doing about 10% of our business online. Now it's 30% within 5 years.
It's growing.
So it's a much faster growing business relative to stores, right? Because there's so many eyes.
كل الناس دلوقتي قاعدة في البيت عايزة تعمل order
You have
online.
there's 2 billion people that are potential customers for internet businesses, right?
صحيح.
So of course that's a great opportunity. Anybody that wants to study or already has studied, that has coming from Egypt or has some experience, there's no question that's the future. AI is the future.
الفيوتشر يا جماعه ان انتوا تبيعوا حاجات اونلاين. واتكلمت مره معاكم قبل كده في دلوقتي يعني بلاتفورمز بالهبل، يعني مش امازون بس، مش اي باي بس، في
so many. Etsy.
so many.
Yeah. And Walmart has a very friendly opportunity for people that are selling things from their home.
Yeah.
Yes, that you can
What's
sell
the
on
name
Walmart. Walmart.com.
Walmart.com?
If you have a good product, you can
Okay.
put it on Walmart.com. You can put it on Amazon. You can put it on Etsy.
Yes.
You know, there's eBay. I mean, there's just so many
eBay.
opportunities to sell things online. But of course, you said real estate. Of course, that's the business that I love the most. And there's no question that the majority of Americans that are extremely wealthy, extremely successful, have one foot in real estate, have something to do with investing in real estate. So, I mean, you know, of course, the most important thing you can do is save enough money to buy your first house. Number one, the most important thing.
تشتروا أول بيت ليكوا ده أهم حاجة. مش مهم فين بقى، المهم تشتروه خلاص.
That's right. And there's so many opportunities in America for your first house. You can buy a house with 3%. 3% down with an FHA loan. You know, it makes all the sense in the world to do that as quickly as you can, to get your foothold into the American system, into the American dream, because that will give you the stability and the opportunity to start doing other things in real estate. I mean, I did that to start with. I bought my first house when I was 22 years old. I saved as much as I could.
Perfect.
And there's so many benefits, there's so many opportunities and help from the U.S. government to help you buy a house. Of course, the first thing you have to do, if you're just coming to America, you have to start establishing your credit. You have to establish your credit. That's very, very important. You have to make sure that you care about your credit, that you maintain your credit, that you're very disciplined in paying all of your bills on time, never miss a payment. And then the very next step, within a couple of years, you'll be able to qualify to buy a house.
يعني أهم حاجة يا جماعة بيقول إن إحنا لازم نشتري أول بيت، ما نخافش من موضوع البيت الأول لأن الحكومة بتساعد كتير وممكن تحط داون بيمنت صغير. أهم حاجة إن إحنا نكون ملتزمين في دفع الفواتير بتاعتنا عشان نقدر الكريدت سكور بتاعنا يبقى عالي ونكون عندنا شغل سنتين. وطبعا الكلام ده دايما نقوله في الحلقات مع ريل استيت. فأتمنى إن كل حد ما عندوش كارج، أصل هو عايزة كارج موضوع إنك تشتري ريل استيت، فأتمنى إن الكل يبقى عنده الكارج ويشتري أول بيت وبعد كده أعتقد إن كل حاجة بقى بتيجي سهلة بعد كده.
It does. It really does. I mean, you know, getting that first credit card wherever it's from a department store, from even if you have to put some money in the bank to get your first credit card, you know, secured credit lines, you can start it with as little as $500.
Oh, okay.
To put money in the bank and they give you a credit card and then you establish your credit. Wow. And then you start on the, you know, path to becoming an American.
A millionaire. طيب انت بقالك سنين كتير في البيزنس وطبعا كل الناس بيقول لك انا ممكن اعمل مثلا ابقى بارتنر مع حد ولا حد يبقى شريك، وانا بشوف ان الشركه ما بحبهاش انا عن نفسي، مع انها احيانا بتكون مهمه علشان توديك ليفل اعلى من الليفل اللي انت فيه. انت ايه رايك بقى في موضوع الشركه وازاي اضمن حقي بحاجات قانونيه ان ما حدش يحصل غلطه او ميس اندرستاندينج في الشركه دي؟
Yeah, that's a great question. I have a lot of partners.
You do?
Yes, I do, especially in real estate.
Okay.
Yes, and that is a good thing if you have
the right partner.
Very clear
agreements
in advance.
Okay.
For instance, yes.
بس احنا مصريين كل حاجه بالحب زي ما بيقولوا.
That doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
No.
في البيزنس.
For instance, يعني if you're going to start a business, the first thing you should do is do it legally. Okay? And it's very easy to do it in America. You set up an LLC, which is called a limited liability company. You go to a website called LegalZoom.com. It costs about $300.
Okay, LegalZoom.com علشان تعملوا البيزنس تبتدوا الورق القانوني للبيزنس.
Yes. This will give you the foundation.
Okay.
And within the documents, for $300, you get the full agreement, the limited liability company, and it has the documents that states what the partnership or the sole business is. So it's very important to, first of all, start with the right person, somebody that agrees with you mentally, and then you have the right documents. You have the understanding of who's the boss.
مين الرئيس.
Yeah, and who's going to be the worker, or, you know, equal partnerships are very difficult.
Yes.
There has to be somebody that's in charge.
اللي هو القائد الحاجة لازم تتفقوا مين القائد يعني.
It's very important. And to have the right documents. And, you know, everything is available on that one website. LegalZoom.com will give you all of the options to do a corporation, a limited liability company, sole proprietorship. It does the licensing for you.
Is it simple for someone starting إن هو يفهمه؟
Very easy.
سهل يا جماعة جدا يعني ما نتخضش من الاسم ولا بالبتاع، هم $300 تعمل لك عقد الشركة كلها.
Yes.
طيب بعد كده ايه بقى البيزنس التاني اللي ممكن حد يعمله؟
Besides restaurants, besides, I'll tell you, it depends on the level of investment, okay? For instance, one of the fastest growing businesses in the country is roofing.
Roofing.
With solar panels.
دلوقتي كل السولار panels موجودة.
So if it's something you want to do, the best thing you can do is go to work for a roofing company, learn how to do it, and then
انك تحط البانل ده السولار بانل على
الروف. It's a huge business. And if you look from the planes now, when you're driving over, you see how many houses now have solar panels because the government helps. There's a big incentive. It's very lucrative. Panels keep getting cheaper because there's so much competition from China.
Yes.
So a lot of people now are doing it.
صحيح.
And it's a big opportunity for somebody that wants to learn a trade. Start working for a roofing company. They need people badly. They're always looking for people that are willing to get on a roof and do some hard work.
Wow.
And then you can turn it into a business. It takes a couple of years. You have to learn the trade. You have to get some.
roofing يا جماعة دي سهلة جدا. بشوف ناس بيبقوا قاعدين على فوق كده على سطح البيت وعمالين يعملوا حاجات. يعني شكلها حلوة يعني شكلها.
And the solar panels, that's where the big money is.
Yeah,
so when you could do that. Yeah, and a lot of times when you're installing roofing panels, almost 20% of the houses have to have a new roof. So the business goes hand in hand. You need a solar system. You might have to replace your roofs. That's why I'm saying the two businesses, you know, they're one and the same.
صحيح. طيب في سؤال جالنا دلوقتي بيقول انا نفسي من زمان اعمل ريستوران بس انا خايف لان اكتر الريستوران بتخسر او بيطلعوا اوت اوف بزنس او اصحابها بيحاولوا يبيعوها after 2 years. ممكن تديني نصيحة ايه عن الريستوران؟
Yes, I'll tell you. I know the business very well because my mother was in the business.
Yes.
Number one, you have to be prepared to work very hard.
ده شغل المطاعم ده يعني ما بيقفش.
It's 6 or 7 days a week.
Yes.
Okay.
وتقوم الصبح بدري عشان تروح تجيب الخضار فريش بهدلة يعني.
That's true, but you can get good distributors that will provide you with everything you need. So number one, you have to make sure that you're prepared to work hard. Number two,
تشتغل جامد في المطعم.
You have to find something that will appeal to the people in your area.
حاجة الناس اللي حواليك هتحبها.
Yes.
نوع أكل يعني.
So you have to study the demographics. If you want to make Egyptian food, you have to do it in an area that has a lot of Egyptians.
Yes.
So we know, I mean, of course, New York is the number one. New York is number one for Egyptians. Yes. Los Angeles is number 2. Orange County is number 3. Nashville has a huge population of Egyptians.
Yes, correct.
Houston has a huge population of Egyptians. If you're in one of those cities, you can make it work. The other thing is you have to really have worked in a restaurant in America because the standards in America is going to determine whether you're successful. If you see in Los Angeles, for instance, where we are, every restaurant has a grade, right?
Yes, طبعا.
Okay. If you're not going to get A, nobody's going to come to your store. They're just not going to eat there.
وفي مطاعم صغيرة خالص يا جماعة very private ويعني عندها ريت عالي جدا جدا ومشهورة جدا جدا.
So again, work very hard. Make sure that you have the right demographics. You have to find a great location.
أهم حاجة اللوكيشن يا جماعة.
Location is critical. Don't go for the store that's cheap because that's all you have to make sure that there's people coming and see, you know, cross traffic.
Yes.
And then the other thing is, don't try to be everything to everyone. I've seen so many people.
بمعنى إيه؟ I like it بس بمعنى إيه وضحها.
Specialize. Don't try to make pizza and falafel and spaghetti and, you know, hot dogs. It doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense. You have to be good at something, and it doesn't need to be Egyptian food. It can be pizza. Pizza is a huge business in America, right? Yes. It can be, you know, it can be a wide-ranging thing that is very focused, though. Not everything to everyone, but something very good.
The specific demographic زي ما أنت قلت.
Yes, and I said specifically, if you want to open a restaurant, don't just think about making Egyptian food. You have to make Middle Eastern food. So what is Middle Eastern food? Shawarma is number one.
صحيح.
Shawarma and baba ghanoush and tabbouleh, it's Lebanese and Egyptian. And the mazat, wide-ranging mazat, is a very important thing. So there are very good Lebanese restaurants that appeal to much more people than Egyptian restaurants.
طبعا.
Because more people will eat it. It's lighter, it's healthier, it's not as, you know, heavy.
Yes.
And so I would say, work in a restaurant, learn the business,
yes.
know that you have to give a great value.
صحيح.
That means you have to give a lot of food
أيوه.
for the money to make people come back.
صحيح.
So, you know, if you're paying for one plate, think, okay, I want to make sure that they are not hungry after they finish that plate. They might even take some home with them. That's the American system. That's the American way of food. Like the most successful restaurants have very big portions. Think Cheesecake Factory, right? They give you so much food and you always end up taking some home. So you have to provide a good value. You have to make sure that the restaurant is very clean, the bathrooms are spotless. People judge restaurants by how clean the bathroom is.
Of course.
These are things that you can only learn by working in a restaurant. Give it some time and then do it, and do it professionally. Focus on the demographics, where you're going to put it, make sure there's traffic, make sure the food is great, and that it's a good value.
Of course. شكرا قوي على النصايح الجميلة دي. عايزة أما جيت حد من أصحابي قالوا لي عليك، فأنا قالوا لي تشاد very family person، بيحب أهله جدا جدا.
I do.
فأنا عندي شوية صور عايزة أوريها للسادة المشاهدين، وعايزاك تقول لي الصور دي إيه. ممكن نجيب الصور الفاميلي؟ الله، كلمني عن الصورة الحلوة دي بقى، عشان دي فيها ناس كتير. كل دول الفاميلي بتوعك؟
Everyone. We have a big family in Los Angeles. There's about 150 of us in Los Angeles.
Okay,
yes.
that's good.
It's about 150 people. We started coming, we started immigrating in 1968.
كلهم هاجر؟
لا هيجر وحداد
بس مصريين.
الدابي مصري. All of them are Egyptian.
كلهم مصريين.
Yes, 100% of them are Egyptian.
بس
Some of them are married into other Armenians or, you know, married, but most of them are married to Egyptians or Armenians, actually. This is Christmas. So basically, I try to collect the family at least once or twice a year.
150 people?
Yeah. Now, I do either Coptic Easter.
Okay.
Because I'm blessed with having a big yard.
Okay.
And so I try to make it fun for the kids. So always tell them something about what it is to be Coptic, what it means to be Egyptian.
It's very nice of you.
You know, the heritage and the pride that comes with being a Coptic Egyptian and an Egyptian, both, you know, it goes hand in hand. And then we also do American Christmas, which is the December 25th. Yeah.
Okay, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Thank you very much.
يعني أنا في كلام كتير وأسئلة كتير جدا جدا كنت محضراها، بس أنا عارفة عشان وقتك طبعا. أنا بشكرك جدا جدا، وعايزة نصيحة بقى لكل الناس اللي عندها اللي نفسها تعمل وتقدر تعمل، بس ما بتعملش لأن دايما مفيش موتيفيشن زي ما قلت لك. لازم الرغبة اللي في القلب دي يا جماعة بتبقى دايما تحس إن حاجة بتشدك لورا من غير سبب.
Yeah.
فعشان انت بتعمل كذا حاجه وشاطر يو كان ماستر كل الحاجات دي، ازاي انا اقدر دايما مبسوطه وفرحانه وقايمه عشان اشتغل واعمل الحاجه دي، وخصوصا في الاي كوميرس لانها بيج بزنس وممكن تعملها. يعني ممكن دلوقتي احط دي على اي باي وابيعها واعمل فلوس. فليه ما بنعملش كده واحنا عندنا حاجات كتير قوي قوي حتى تبتدي من الحاجات اللي في بيتك؟ فازاي اقدر ابقى موتيفيتد؟
I'll tell you the first thing that everybody needs to know that Americans work hard. They're hardworking people.
فعلا؟
Yes. Americans work hard. They work harder than Europeans.
Okay.
A lot harder.
Yeah.
We have less vacations. We have less benefits, but we work hard. And the important thing to be successful in this country is to know that you're going to have to work hard.
عشان تنجح لازم تشتغل جامد يا جماعه، بلاش الدلع ده. متدلعين احنا يا فندم.
دلع مش بينفع في أمريكا. No way. No, it's a tough country with tough people, and you have to be tough, and you have to learn how to not be sensitive and get your feelings hurt.
Yes.
You have to develop thick skin to be successful.
Okay.
And you can't get your feelings hurt.
ما ينفعش ان انت تنجرح، لازم تكون كده اعصابك جامده و
That's the key. And then know this, you're going to have failure.
وهتفشل. Yes.
But the beautiful thing about this country is failure is not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Failure is just a step
up
in the direction of success.
Correct.
And I have failed. I've done things that have not worked. And I've tried again, and I've done it differently.
Wow.
And I've kept at it and stayed motivated. The important thing is that if you're going to start a business, you can't do it halfway. You can't say, I'm not going to go in today, or I'm not going to go in early, I'm going to go in later. It doesn't work. Especially when you're starting a new business, you have to be either the first one, and you have to leave the last one. And until that business is successful, you have to do it that way. Until you can start to hire employees, and the worst thing you can do is start hiring your family.
صحيح.
Don't hire your family.
Yes, ما تشغلوش حد من العيلة بتاعتكم معاكم.
Hire somebody else.
Yes.
Because if you want a business to succeed, you can't argue
صحيح.
with who you're telling to do the work. You have to tell them, and they have to do it.
صحيح.
And they have to do it the right way.
صحيح.
And when you have family, it starts to create big problems. It brings the family problems into the business, and the business problems into the family, and it's a sure way to fail.
Yes.
So if you want to,
حتى بقول ما تشغلوش الأصدقاء بتاعتكم معاكم.
I think so. It's better to just hire strangers.
Yeah.
Because you want the business to run a specific way, your way.
Your way.
And then you have to motivate the people that are working for you, because the thing in America is that people have a choice. They don't have to work for you. So you have to make sure they like their job. You have to be nice to them. You have to be able to motivate them. You have to pay them well. You have to treat them well. Make them part of your new family, your business family.
Business family, صحيح.
Yeah.
فعلا نصيحة جميلة جدا يا جماعة. يا ريت نقدر ندرس الحاجة اللي احنا عايزين نشتغلها، وفي opportunities. أمريكا كلها opportunities، كلها فرص. يعني just grab one فرصة واشتغل، وربنا معاكم. لو عندكم أي أسئلة لمستر تشاد لو سمحتوا كلموني في القناة وأنا هوصلكم بيه. موضوع الأرانب ده مهم جدا يا جماعة. يا ريت أنا عايزة أقول لكل الناس عليه، فيمكن أنا أطلع كمان أعمل فيديو تاني عليه. فأتمنى إن أنتوا تكونوا استفادوا من الحلقة. ربنا يحافظ عليكم ويرزقكم في بيوتكم. شكرا جدا جدا.
Thank you so much for having me. This was a pleasure.
Thank you. وإن شاء الله المرة الجاية نجي لك بقى الرانش بتاعك عشان نصور هناك.
إن شاء الله.
إن شاء الله.
Thank you very much.
ميرسي.
Thank you, Mira.
ميرسي. ثانك يو. أنا اتبسطت جدا جدا، اتعلمت كتير جدا جدا. حاجة جميلة لما نلاقي مصري عمل حاجات كتير ونجح، ودلوقتي بيقدر يساعد ناس تانية إنها كمان تكبر. أتمنى إن إحنا زي بقول إن إحنا نكون نور يا جماعة لكل الناس اللي حوالينا. طول ما أنت ماشي هذا العالم مليء بالظلام، لكن أنت النور اللي في العالم. أتمنى إن ربنا دايما يقويكم وشجعوا كل الناس اللي حواليكم، واشوفكم في حلقات جايه من اسال مع ميرا. باي باي.